Hey, welcome back, all you backyard grillers. Today we're going to prepare a very popular street food in Mexico, and that is the taco al pastor. The ingredients are very simple, and we believe that you can find them just about anywhere you go. And let me just show you what we got here. You're gonna need some guajillo chiles, some sour orange or naranja agria. If you have the fresh kind, that's fine. This is what I could find in my neck of the woods. You're gonna need some white vinegar, some black pepper, some ground cumin, some salt. It really doesn't matter if it's kosher or table salt. Really doesn't matter. Use whatever you have. And then we're gonna use some chipotle peppers, some Mexican oregano, some achiote. Make sure it's the red one because they have green one also. I bought the wrong one the first time. You're gonna need half of an onion, a white onion, and you're gonna need some garlic cloves. We're not gonna use a whole head of garlic. We're just gonna use about 4 or 5. So let me get this out of the way and I'll show you what we do next. All right, guys, so the first thing that I like to do is just grab a fork and just open these up gently. You can do it with a knife, but it's a lot safer with a fork. Like so. The reason for this is you want to remove all the seeds, okay? Wear some gloves. Oops. You don't have to remove them all, guys, but remove most of them. And if you notice, these chiles are dehydrated, so you want to hydrate them so you can make them nice and pliable. And I'll show you why that's important in a minute. So you want to have a pot of hot water. This is just hot tap water. You can boil it if you want. You don't really have to. Just put it in there and then you weigh it down with a fork. I'm not going to do that right now because I need to do all these. I'm using 7 peppers, by the way, for this recipe. So let me do the rest off camera and then we'll be right back. Okay, so there you go, guys. 7 chiles are already de-seeded, so you can tell. Look at all the mess that it makes. So that's why I had a napkin underneath to contain all that. You just want to submerge, make sure they're submerged underwater so they get nice and soft, like I mentioned earlier. And leave them there for about 10-15 minutes. That's all it takes. It doesn't take a whole lot. So let me clean this mess up, get this out of the way, and then I'll show you what we do next. So 15 minutes later, guys, you just want to check the peppers, the chili peppers, and they're nice and soft, you can see. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna stick them in the blender and start working on that adobo. All right, guys, so if you're wondering how much of each ingredient we're using, I'm gonna break it down right now a little bit as best as I can. Now, keep in mind, you can add more or you can not add one of these ingredients if you don't like it. Just always remember, be conservative because you can always add more, but you cannot remove, guys. So that's what I do. So one of the things that you're gonna add is you're gonna add half of a white onion, 4 cloves of garlic, half of that achiote paste, the little block that I showed you earlier, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of Mexican oregano, and 2 teaspoons of salt. Now this is kosher salt, so you can add 1 teaspoon if you want, and you can always add later. So we're gonna taste it at the end. Let me add those and then I'll show you what else I add to it. So all the dry ingredients are already in the container. So what I'm gonna add is, it's gonna be half a cup of orange juice. It can be a concentrate, it can be fresh, whatever you have, don't worry about it. Just do not use, what's that other fake juice? Simple Delight. I forget. Anyway, you're gonna do half a cup of white vinegar, 1/4 of a cup of sour orange. Again, fresh or the bottle type, whatever you find. 1 chipotle pepper, guys, just 1, just for flavor. Right there. And you can add some of this adobo sauce if you want or leave it out. That's what we're doing anyway. Okay, so after you puree the ingredients, you end up with this very vibrant red liquid. That's, in essence, you've already made the adobo. So you're halfway there. And as you notice, it's not a hard process, guys. You just need to organize yourselves a little bit and you'll be fine. So you do want to taste it. Get a quick taste. It's very good, very good. It's very strong, but it's not gonna be nearly as strong after you're done cooking it. So let me show you what I do next. It is very important that that you strain it, okay? Because remember, you try to remove the seeds, but you miss some, and there's some pulp in there that you don't want on your taco. Unless you like it, then go for it. Okay guys, so I set the adobo to the side, and the protein that we're using today is this pork shoulder butt, right? Make sure you use a pork butt that has a lot of fat in it. Do not use like a loin, because it will dry out, guys. What I have here is 9.5 pounds of pork. I'm gonna remove it from the cryovac, and then I'm gonna show you how I slice it, okay? This one does have a bone, so you are gonna need a bony knife, and I'm gonna use my slicing knife to get some nice slices out of this pork. Okay guys, like I said, you wanna use a cut of pork that has a lot of intramuscular fat, like this pork butt right here. You see all this this fat on top? You don't need all of that, so I'm just gonna trim it off with a sharp knife, of course. Always cut away from your body, guys. All right, so you're not gonna remove it all, guys. This is the bone right here that I was talking about. So you're gonna have to work your way around this bone, okay? I'm not an expert doing this, but I'll figure it out. Okay, when I get closer to it, because I'm gonna remove some meat, show you what we do. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab my slicing knife. This out of the way. All right, you don't want to make them too thin. You know, I wouldn't go less than 1/4 of an inch, and I wouldn't go more than 1/2 an inch. So I'm gonna try to go for 1/4 of an inch today. See how that works out for us. Very important that your knife is sharp and that the meat is cold. You can even pop it in the freezer for about 15 minutes and it'll be a lot easier to slice also. I didn't do that today. So we're getting closer to the bone, guys, and as you can see, I've already cut my way all the way, well, on one side anyway. So just take your time, don't cut yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure your knife is sharp. Just slowly cut around it, slowly. I'm just pulling away from it, okay? Then flip it around. I'm gonna remove all that, guys. Don't worry about that. Remember, slowly. So as you cut your way around the bone, guys, and this is what you end up with. So there's a little bit of meat. You can remove it if you want. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna discard it and then continue with my slices. So the pork meat's already nice and thin, sliced pretty good. The adobo is ready, nice and strained. So all you want to do at this point is you want to add a little bit at a time. And you want to massage it into the meat. Just a little at a time.
Your bearings. Okay.
Okay, guys. So after you add all of the adobo, you mix it into the meat. This is what it should look like, guys. Nice and vibrant red. At this point, I'm gonna put it in some plastic bags, Ziploc bags. I'm gonna pop it in the fridge, guys. If you have 3 hours, then that'll be pretty good. But if you can marinate them overnight in the fridge, you'll get a lot better product, guys. That's exactly what we're gonna try to do today. Okay, so we'll be back. Okay, so we bagged up the pastor. We're gonna pop it in the fridge. Like I said, if you can do it overnight, even better. But 3 hours will be okay. But again, overnight you'll get a better product. So we'll see you later, guys. All right, guys. So the pork, we were able to marinate the pork overnight in our fridge, and as you can see, it turns into this very beautiful red color. You can smell it, even though the bag is still closed. It smells very good. The way you cook al pastor is on a vertical spit. Now, I bought this contraption off of Amazon. I believe it was only about, what, 21 bucks? And it comes with 2 spits. It comes with a 12-inch and a 9-inch. We're using the 9-inch today simply because the 12-inch will not fit on the type of grill that we're using today. So what you need to do is you just get your pork and you're just gonna layer it in the spit. Like such. You just want to layer it evenly, okay? You want to have a nice even base. This won't topple over, but just keep it as uniform as you can. Just press it down. You want it as tight as possible. All right, when all is said and done, guys, this is what it's gonna look like. If you wanna make it look a little bit prettier, you can trim it and then you can just start stacking the meat on the big spit. But I'm just gonna leave it like that and I'll show you what we do next. Okay, guys, as I mentioned, al pastor is cooked vertically. Now, I don't have a vertical cooker. Well, technically I do have a vertical smoker, but it doesn't get near as hot as I need it to. So today we're cooking on the Char-Griller 980. It's a gravity-fed smoker. For fuel, we're going with a B&B mesquite, and I really love the flavor of mesquite on pork. If you haven't tried it, go ahead and do so. But you can use any fuel that you like. You can use oak, you can use cherry, whatever you want. But today I'm going with mesquite. So let me go get the pastor, and we'll show you what we do next. Okay, so we have the pastor on the smoker, and cooking temp for today is we're gonna go to 400 degrees. And if we need more heat, then we'll take it from there. If it's too hot, then I'll just lower it. That's the beauty of these smokers. So let me shut the lid and we're gonna check it in about 40 minutes, see what it looks like. This cook is gonna take anywhere from 2.5 to 3 hours, give or take. So we'll be back. All right, 1 hour at 400 degrees, guys. Let's check it out. Look at that. It's looking beautiful. Check out the reason that I placed it inside this pan, guys, because I wanted to catch the drippings. And what you want to do is you want to baste it. You don't want to let all those juices go to waste. Wait. Alright, so we're gonna let it go for another 30 minutes, still at 400 degrees, guys, and then we'll come back and we'll show you what we do next. Okay, so an hour and 30 minutes, guys, into the cook at 400 degrees, and look at that. When you start noticing that the pastor is getting nice and dark like this, getting a little crispy, that's when you want to start shaving off some layers. And I'm going to show you why that's important. So just grab yourself a sharp knife, just gently. Okay, then what you want to do, you want to collect just sliced. And don't worry about it, guys. I'm going to show you the next process. We're not done yet. It smells so good, man. Now, the reason why we're doing this is because we want to let this get nice and crispy also, just like the first layer. So that's what we're going to be doing, guys. We're going to be slicing off layers until we get what we're looking for. And there you go. Let's cover it up. Just take this inside, and then we'll wait for this to crisp up. Okay, guys, so now that I've sliced off most of the meat from the spit, now this is how you finish it off. Okay. So as you can see, we have a lot of meat. I don't know if you can see that. We have a lot of meat that we sliced off. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to transfer some of it to another pan. The goal here, guys, is to just get a little bit more crispy. That's it. This pork is fully cooked. It smells fantastic. All right, so you pretty much want to even it out a little bit. We're just gonna put it in here. See if it fits. Scoot over, buddy. Okay. Then we're just gonna adjust the temperature to 450 degrees. You can hear the fan kick in. So I'm just gonna shut the lid a little bit, let it build up some temp, and then I'm just gonna toss this meat. It's gonna be yummy. We'll be back. Okay, guys, it's been about 10 to 12 minutes at 450 degrees, and can you hear that little sizzle? That's what you want to hear. You do want to keep an eye on this, guys. You don't want it to burn on you. Burn adobo is not a very savory thing. I'm gonna give it about 10 more minutes, and this bad boy's gonna be done. So now I have it where the way I like it, guys. So now I'm just gonna transfer it back to one pan, take it inside, and make some tacos. All right, guys, so 3 hours later, and this is what you end up with. Looks very good, smells even better. So what you wanna do is, I like my tacos al pastor on corn tortillas. You wanna grab some pork. I like to add some onion. You can add it or you don't, if you don't want to. Some cilantro. A few drops of lime. And with any good pastor taco, you need a very good salsa. This is a homemade salsa the wife made this morning. So I said from the get-go that the key to a good pastor is the adobo, and I think I hit it very close to spot on to what I like. What I would do different, guys, I'll save you the time. I would add another chipotle pepper. I would add just a little bit more cumin, but that's just my preference because I really like cumin a lot. The meat was very, very flavorful. I really did enjoy it. My family did like it a lot. And this is something that we're gonna be doing again pretty often. And there you have it, guys. Tacos al pastor, backyard griller style. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as we enjoyed making the video and eating the food, of course. Guys, we really do appreciate you stopping by. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them down below. Thank you very much. God bless.